What's up, guys? This is it's my little blue buggy. It is a pan buggy. It still has the factory tunnel on it. Somebody built a cage on top of it at some point in time. But this is our little, if you dig back in the videos, there's a spare parts engine build. I think off-road engine build. And we had, if I remember right, this is a 40 horse engine that came out of the red Project Patty. Somebody had built it into a 1600 single port on the 40 horse case, and they had the 1300cc heads on it, which is very small valves, and we converted it to dual port. Yeah, that's all we did to it. Put dual port heads on it and freshened up the push rod tube seals. We converted it to doghouse and put the the sand seal little tiny power pulley on it. And I think intake and carburetor, and that's about all we did to it. It's been a while, but that's all I remember. But anyway, this engine was for the blue buggy. I've got it kind of to where it fire up. And I'll show it to y'all here in a second. But for the blue buggy, it don't have any brakes on the back. I got a little bit of free time. It's just weather's been absolutely terrible. It's tearing up a bunch of houses and made a bunch of work for me, which sounds good, but it's, you know, it's never satisfying to see somebody's house get tore up. But anyway, we'll put back brakes on it. I need to put a newer clutch in it. That having the 1300cc crankshaft, which is a 69mm stroke like a 1600cc. But the end of it's a little bit different, and you can only put the 180mm clutch flywheel on it. So I had to end up having to order a pressure plate and a clutch disc separately to be able to replace the clutch on it, because everybody's out of stock or they sell one or the other, and it's got tired of looking, so I got parts from different places to put the clutch in it. But anyway, we need brake shoes, brake hardware. All that's in the drones right now is just empty emergency brake cables, new master cylinder, and I think I put the seats in it and touch up the wiring a little bit and be able to drive it again, which is what I intend to do. Anyway, for everybody that knows, these have an electronic clutch. If you were to start your car, you'll get in and press the gas pedal. When you get done driving it, it usually looks like that, and the clutch is disengaged because it gets warm and it opens up. Then you would sit in your car, and for the first time, just press the gas and it would do that by itself. And we shall see if it wants to let y'all hear it or not. There she goes. It's already moved a little bit. Ready to go down to a lower height. Sounds pretty good for a little stock engine, especially one that was chunked together out of spare crap. quite warmed up yet, but it will. We'll idle at its lowest setting. Try to find us a better spring setup, one that's a little bit stronger. Really don't know if it's in gear or not. Anywho, that is what it sounds like. Was it in gear? Couldn't tell you. Whoever welded that back together, I wouldn't really call them a welder, but they got that shaft a little bit crooked. They used to, you push down the shifter and put it back in second, but it don't work like that. It works, that's reverse, that's first and second, then you got third and fourth. It's somewhere over here. It does make it a little bit difficult to drive when you're trying to go from first to second. You know, on a little woods buggy, that's your two fun gears. You can't hardly ever find second because it wants to sling in reverse. And from the factory, it's supposed to have a lockout, but I guess, I don't know. I'll mess with it a little bit more, but we'll probably have to get another shifting shaft. It never has worked right. I've only drove this one time. Seems like every Volkswagen I buy, it seems like it runs good when you go and buy it. I'll drive it one time, then pull it in the shop, do an engine service, and I find it has too much in play, or you know, you go to adjust the valves and the adjusters are all the way out, or don't have them, or there's always some kind of crap and not building the engine right off the start. And this one was no exception. It had a little miss. It sounded like it needed a tune-up. And one thing led to another. I ended up replacing the crankshaft, the camshaft, and the heads on that engine, which is a 1904 stroker. And that don't belong anywhere on this little tiny buggy. Because if you have the power, you're going to try to access it. And when I drove it that first time, I sure did. I have to throw y'all a picture up what it looked like at first. It did not have the front hoop or any type of tube work on the top. It had low back fiberglass seats, no seat belts, which that feel unsafe. It's just those little odd situations that maybe you don't think they'll happen, but you can roll one, and you can, you know, drive through a field and your front drops off into something, then you go flying over the top of it. So we did make it a little bit safer. And also added this to this bar to bolt harnesses to. And I never really finished repainting it. It's been moved around with that engine in it so much. The paint's all messed up everywhere, but I'm tired of it sitting here. I say the weather's just nasty. I've been trying to build trucks for my kids to drive for their first vehicles, and I just want to take a break from all of it. Get a little Volkswagen therapy in. Anyway, I'm gonna get one of these big old tires off. These are new tires. They're not the typical 31 by 1550 buggy tires. They are 29 by 1250. Nothing's touching the ground, obviously. That sounds wonderful. There we go. 29, 12, 50, 15. They're on 15 by 8 inch wheels. And I'd never seen that size on one of these cars, but it seems to fit everything pretty good. And it's only a 6, I think a 6 ply. Let me look. Danger, danger, blah, blah, blah. There we go. Y'all probably saw it before I did, but they're 6 ply. They're a lot lighter, not nearly as wide as those 31 by 1550s, which were like marketed for your big ditch witches back in the day. Of course, you know the old Volkswagen guys, they're gonna throw them on their buggies. The front tires, they're 22 75 15s. It's sprinkling, but I'll step out there. And they just barely allow everything to operate on that 15 by 5 inch wheel. The tire kind of scrubbed the edge of the chassis when you got it at full lock turning. Not that big of a deal. It doesn't hit it enough to where you could use it as a I don't have any other brakes kind of brake. Because I've tried it. Don't work. Won't slow the car down at all. But anyway, pull one of these fat donuts off the back and start putting brakes on it. Alright, have the old tire off. All the brake lines and stuff are already removed, so I put a wheel cylinder in it. One bolt, easy in, easy out. And I've gone ahead and assembled my brake shoes and springs off of the car like I always do it. Nothing to it. Just to it is trying to hold this phone and sticking them on here. Okay. If you'll get in there. Get in there. You'll at least try to work with me, sir. Anything at all? Nothing? Hello? Boy. Alright. Here's that one. Of course, the bolts. The adjuster so the slots up there. Keep your phone. All that good stuff. Alright. Do it. Trying not getting my fingers in the way. Move up. There you go. Come on. There you go. There you go. On there. We have these little springs, pins, and cups. The cups, spring, cup, pin. Give me one. Just one cup. Come on, man. There we go. There we go. Pin goes through the backing plate, a spring, a cup. Oh boy. Just a little tight. Oh Lord. Follow me some. It's kind of goofy little pliers. But alright, not sure what happened on the brake, the end of the brake segment. but there's no footage. Anyway, we got those finished up. Like I said, the drum brakes on there, and they've been adjusted out and bled. I think I mentioned the tires. The front tires want to rub the chassis right there. It's not that big of a deal, but it's eating the paint up, and you know what's going to happen. It's just going to turn into a big rust area. And that particular bar is a pretty significant piece. Maybe not so much being that it is a full pin, but I don't know. We're just going to go down a size. Found these tires on the internet. Tried to buy them locally. Everybody said they couldn't get them. But there's some kind of goofball brand that I'm not familiar with. But they're one size smaller. So I'm going to flop them on there. So I got to do it the old manual way. It is Memorial Day weekend. And so I know where to get it done. So we're just going to do it ourselves. Yeah. Got one of these old tire breakdown machines. We used to do it in the old days. But once you get them off, it don't take, I don't know, 15-20 minutes a tire to get them swapped out. That's if you're not doing it on a regular basis. So it's not bad at all. I'm going to rip those off there, get them swapped out, and we'll get to check out how it looks and operates with the little bit smaller tire. I'll be back. Yeah, a little side-by-side comparison of 225/75 on the right versus 215/75 on the left. Both are inflated on the wheel. Got somewhere around, I think, 3/4 of an inch height difference. To help us some. Got a little bit of width difference. And this tire is just going to look 10 times better on it. Anyway, that's one. And we break down the other one. So, that one. Now be done. New tires is mounted up. And they do look gooder on there. Getting ready to load it up on the trailer so I can take it out for Memorial Day and play on it. Before I do that, I do want to try changing the shifters out. Like I've said before, this reverse, second, and fourth is all the way over there. And it's not supposed to operate like that, so I'm wanting to try to put a new aftermarket shifter on there, see if that helps me with it or not. And I've had that one for a while. They probably cost more now. I've had it for a few years. When I bought it, I thought the 65 was ridiculous because I'll say they were about 50 when I started working on them. Now the shifter that's on there is not a Beetle shifter, it's a stock type 3 shifter, like I have a fastback or notchback or whatever. And never drove one of those. I don't know if that's how they work or if this one just messed up. if something's wrong with the lockout plate. Really don't know. Heck, it could be on there backwards, and I just don't know. I don't know. If you do know, let me know. Because I don't know. Let me open this new shifter. Be right back. Our new shifter is in place. First good. Second good. Reverse good. I do think the reverse lockout plate was on there opposite of the way it's supposed to be. Let's see. I think I had it on there like that. And the small part is actually supposed to be to the driver's side. And yes, it went dead. The idle circuit's about half stopped up. And I've got to put an alternator on it, so I'm going to take it home and do that. I can't think of nothing else that it needs. I'll take it home and do those things to it, and then I'll be riding it tomorrow. I'm happy that shifter fixed it. Super short throws on it, just like the advertisements say. And it works how it should, so I can reach it okay. It's a bit of a reach. You can see if I have my harness on, I can't reach my key or nothing, but I'll work through some of those issues. I do have a master cutoff switch right there that I can reach just in case. It's not as good as a kill switch, but it works. Kill switch may be something we do in the future. Anyway, that about wraps this up. Let's see if you can fire out. A little bumpy out here at the work yard. Need a reverse. Thing I ain't tested, it was bad jumping out of gear. He took a speedy takeoff. I'll do this one-handed, but we'll see what it do. much better. Alright, that's gonna wrap us up on this. Oh. Heavy. Say I'll put an alternator on it, and I'm gonna clean out the carburetor. So, well, it was purring like a little kitten. Now it's kind of speedy and sputtery until you get into the throttle. So I feel like the idle jet's just stopped up. But this is a little blue buggy, ready to make people scream again. Maybe I'll see y'all tomorrow on the test drive.